wonderful groomers, pet stylists, and canine cosmetologists. You found the Traveling Groomers podcast, where we discuss lessons learned from mobile and house call grooming. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bear Anthony. Any moment now, we'll be joined by my co-host and friend, retired mobile groomer and educator extraordinaire, Mary Aquendo, and very likely a special guest to help us chat about all things grooming, grooming industry related, and just plain fun digressions that I totally wrangle back to topic. Grab those travel mugs and climb aboard to see where today's topic will bring us. Let's roll.
Okay, so we were supposed to record on Wednesday, which is our normal recording day, but we did
Yes.
not.
Yeah, and you know what? Wait, I'm going to start by saying, lovely listeners, welcome to episode number 207, recorded on June 30th. Will be airing on July 5th. But yes, Mary, you were saying this is a Friday.
Hold on. 207 or 217?
217. Did I not say 217?
No, you did not. You said 207.
Listen, it's been a long week and I may or may not have been drinking. And FYI, if I ever say I may or may not have been drinking, there's like a 2% chance it's not.
Yeah, I'm going to go lower than that.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. This is empty. So yes, episode number 217.
Okay, much better.
Yeah, so, and we didn't record Wednesday because I was covered in pee.
Which is one of the hazards of being a groomer. All right. How many times have we been covered in various noxious stuff?
Well, we get like all the bodily fluids on any given day. There is a percentage chance that we will have pee, poop, anal glands, saliva, and blood, and most likely tears on us.
Yeah, you're missing one.
What, anal glands? Did it? No,
you got anal glands.
Oh, yeah.
That too.
Yeah. Dogs have jizzed on groomers before. That too. Eight different bodily fluids that could theoretically all happen on the same very bad day.
From the very same bad dog.
Oh, Jesus. Does blood count twice if it's human or animal?
I think that's two separate ones.
Two separate ones? So that's 9. Are we up to 9 different bodily fluids?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can discuss the various bodily fluids that end up on groomers.
Why don't we just say sweat 2 and round it up to 10?
Okay, that works.
Because we're it's a physical job and we get sweaty. 10 different bodily fluids. I should have put in a trigger warning before we started talking about this. That we're going to be saying bodily fluids a lot.
All right, we could put it in. Yeah.
I'll edit that in.
What, you don't want to keep poo in the podcast?
No, we can keep poo in the podcast. We are talking about, poop. I'm saying at the beginning, I'll be like, trigger warning. We list off 10 different bodily fluids groomers could be covered in. Enjoy during dinner because we're groomers.
That might very well be the title.
Pus.
Oh, now we're up to 11. Ooh.
Now we're up to 11.
Okay, if we're going to do pus, that also includes sebaceous cysts, because I don't think that's pus. That's like something else.
Oh.
Are we now up to 12?
I'm making a physical list now. We got blood, sweat, tears, dog blood. Sorry, puppers.
All right, so Chris is making the list.
Heat secretions.
Well, that's sweat.
No, not person heat secretions. Female bitchin' heat secretions.
Oh, okay. Good thing you clarified that.
Yes. Yeah. Ew.
Ew.
Okay, the likelihood of, as the number gets higher, the likelihood of all of these things happening on the same day goes down. And as you are listening, this should be like a drinking game. Like, take a shot if, like, for the amount of things that's happened in one day.
All right, as we discuss our various stories, because between Chris and I,
Oh,
what do
it's
we?
gonna be a fantastically gross episode.
Okay, so should I start off?
Go for it, because I'm making my list.
Okay, so I guess my favorite one is I was wearing jeans. Okay, so mobile groomer, and I get to the first call, and you just know what the day is going to be. Cat peed all over me, and it's the first call of the day, and I'm wearing jeans. Okay. So I'm like desperately looking for like a place that sells yodels, because this is definitely a yodel day. Anyway, I get then now to the second call, and I am rank at this point. Okay. And it's only the second call. And it was night, it was a lovely German Shepherd. It was at a shop that serviced RVs. But I was always slow to get paid. I mean, he would always freaking make me wait to get paid. Always. Like, I have time to waste. Okay.
At least he didn't pay you electronically, and he tried to make you wait a week.
Okay. Well, this predates that, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure that would have been an option for him. But anyway, so I finished the dog, and I'm like, so where's Junior? Guy's name literally was Junior. They pointed over to this RV. He's doing some work in there. So I go, hey, I'm finished. I need to get paid. And I'm just saying that from the door, because I don't even want to step inside this nice person's RV. Okay. So he goes, I'm doing something. It'll give me a bit. And I'm like, no, not today. Not today. So I get in the van, I get in the RV, and I sit down on someone's nice, and I apologize. If someone's done like, hey, I was wondering why my RV smelled like cat piss. That was because of me. I'm so sorry. However, I sat down next to him and said, I've had a rough morning already. Take your time. I got paid 30 seconds later. And because I usually account for being stuck there for a little while, I actually had time to go home and change.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's just one of the reasons I super rarely wear jeans to groom. I almost said never, but there's been times where it's like, maybe I have one or two appointments, or I know they're
Uniform
good.
change came in after that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start off with, I got peed on by a cat. However, I got paid quickly. So there was that. And I'm on my merry way.
Actually got peed on a few times this week. I mean, since I've been house call, it's gone down. It really has. The amount of times I have gotten peed and pooped on has lessened since I've been house call. But we all have those special dogs. And when I say special, I don't mean, oh, it's so special, I see Fluffy on the schedule today. I mean, oh, shit.
Okay, we got one more to add into the bodily fluid list. Drool.
I have saliva.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And I only have 11. I know I'm missing something. Oh, I know which one I'm missing. I'm missing something about Mary's famous hair gel. That's the one I'm missing. That's not what I put on the list.
Yeah, and she's not referring to me, by the way.
No, the movie. You know what? I should be an adult. Seminal fluids. There you go. That has happened.
Okay.
That has happened. Oof. Because I only had that happen to me once, where the dog, and it was a little Yorkie who clearly had his balls because he needs those to produce said fluids. And it always amazes me when these tiny dogs don't get neutered and they have wieners like half their body length. I don't understand it.
Oh,
It's
please,
so
Reno.
disproportionate.
Reno will literally drag his along the floor.
Oh, that does not sound comfortable.
He's neutered. He's neutered.
But did he get neutered late? Like, did he get neutered like after you got him?
No, he was neutered before we got him.
Okay. But because this was a little Yorkie, he figured out that if he got happy, he could like hunch his back, picture like, the cat cow position in yoga. I want to say that's cat, and curl up and rub it against his stomach. So yeah, the dog figured out how to insert large pause, because I'm trying desperately not to say jerk himself off and failing. The dog figured out how to jerk himself off, and he kept coming. Like, I washed him 4 times. I couldn't finish the groom because he was sticky.
Okay. I don't recall ever having that issue personally while
It
grooming.
was sticky. All right.
Okay, so on that note, let's take our first commercial.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Let's
that's
see
what I did.
who's the lucky advertiser for this one?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Abby. So by now, you know how much I love my Evolution shears. They're the only shears I use. Check out all the options, including customizable non-swivels, at evolutionshears.com, and give Abby a shout with any questions you might have. Traveling Groomers listeners get $10 off and free shipping with the code on the road, all one word. So check them out today. Your hands will thank you. Sorry, Abby. At least it was memorable. It was memorable.
All right. So I'm sure we're going to be apologizing to everybody in this episode.
I know, right?
Okay. So poop. I mean, that's a fairly common one.
How I also got funnily enough, the dog who peed all over me usually poops on me / in the sink. I've been grooming her for like 6 years. She still poops in the sink. It's still unhappy for her. I try everything to make her happy and comfortable and calm and cooperative. And she is like, I'm going to let you do everything, but I'm going to piss and shit on you because I need to express my displeasure. And I wash these guys in a slop sink, and I do use the Bathing Beauty. So there is nothing like realizing at the end of the bath cycle that there was a large turd in there with it. And also realizing as you're cleaning hair out of the drain and you're like, that's not hair and it's under your fingernail.
Yeah.
That's just a joy.
So I was grooming Bear's a Maltese, and Bear, we could not consider the grooming to get started until he pooped. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to poop.
That's my Cass.
And he would try to hold it in as long as he could. But you know what? I'm patient. So I would put like paper towels on top of the table, and I'd put them on there, and we would wait, and he would like, but I want to do it in the tub. I want to do it when it's most inconvenient. And then he'd be like, oh, damn it. And then he would poop, and then I would just wrap it up on the paper towels and I would toss it. Okay.
See, and pooping in the tub is normally not that inconvenient for me, but go ahead.
But I don't want to clean it up in the tub either. Okay.
You just don't want to clean it up.
I just want to clean it up. All right. But usually I can get him to poop before we even get to the van. And I would hold him so his butt was out. So if he pooped like on the walkway and the owner's walkway, And so one day I'm holding him out and I'm talking with mom, and she knows this, and we're trying to get him poop before we get over to my van, and he's just not doing it. He's not. Okay. And someone's like, you know what? I got to get started on him. He's throwing my whole day off. So I'm still like basically holding him while we're walking out to the van. And I'm giving him a couple minutes and he's like, he's not. And then, you know what? I just bathed him and I was like, surprised, boy, he didn't poop in my tub or anything. It's like, this is a change in behavior. This is something to be concerned about. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when I bring Bear back in the house, I go, he didn't poop on me. All right. And she's like, what? Yeah. And she goes, oh, by the way, did I give you my check? And I said, yeah, when I first got there. So I reach in my pocket so I could show her that she gave me the check already. But when I pull out was a poop because that stupid little son of a bitch
Pooped in your pocket.
while I'm holding him, had a poop in my pocket.
I think poop in the smock pocket is some kind of fucked up rite of passage. I'm not gonna lie. It's not cool, but it's one of those.
I mean, I've had way worse poop stories. In fact, I had fired someone with a giant schnauzer because this dog was so stressed out coming to the grooming that he would literally poop out a lake of diarrhea, and not just once, like 3 times. And this is a giant schnauzer literally pooping out a lake.
Nah.
No.
I will see your giant schnauzer and raise you explosive while on the table Black Russian Terrier diarrhea aimed at another groomer.
Yeah, that might beat mine.
It was because it was at a Petco, and there was the 2 rows of tables. So his head was facing away from the big window because, let's not distract him. And the tables are next to each other with the aisle in between. And he just was not feeling well that day. And he just lifted his little nubby tail and shot poop across, across the salon at another groomer. I think he missed her dog, got her table, not just the tabletop. He got the scissor, the lift part of the hydraulic table, the part that's the bitch to clean. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you that one.
Yeah, sorry. It wasn't on me. And to my credit, it was somebody who I don't want to say had issues. I don't want to say I had issues with, because the girl had her own issues. She had her own issues she was battling, and she had her own demons. I'm just going to say that this particular person was someone that my husband was concerned about snapping and stabbing me. So I didn't giggle. Now, years later, laughing my ass off after a couple of drinks, but hopefully she is too, because that, to me, that's what
sure that is ever someone is going to be. Oh, hey, you remember the time a dog shot diarrhea at me? That was fun times, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, you're seeing Chris's evil side here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cackle like that.
So I'm not quite certain that she's actually laughing about that, because if that happened to me, I'm not sure 20 years later that I would find that very humorous.
Well, I think, okay, I'm going to interject a pee story because I think they're almost the most common. So they'll kind of float in and out. There was one time that another different time that I was covered in pee that I do find quite humorous right now. Because it was the time, and I know I've told this one before, it was the time I had a Rottweiler in the tub, and this was at corporate too. And unneutered male. And he's in the tub, and those, they have a fairly high lip to them, those stainless steel tubs. So he's in there sideways and he looks at me and he makes eye contact with me, Mary, like stares into my soul. And without breaking eye contact, lifts his leg and pees over the thing onto me while not breaking. The thing was, and the reason I have to laugh is that he just kept staring at me while he's doing it. And I'm like, and I froze like, is this happening?
I don't know what it is with male dogs, males in general. What? So I've always had a fairly large number of male to female dogs in my house. All right. So one day my husband's out there and the dogs they're all peeing over each other. Okay. So my husband decides, well, he's going to join in on it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. For like the next 40 minutes. They're all of them.
Wait, I have to. Are you informing us that as your dogs went around peeing over the other dog's pee spots, he went and peed over their pee spots?
Yep.
I have to remember to not edit out the gaps and the silences to better illustrate the speechlessness that has occurred. We need a commercial so I can pull myself together. And the next commercial is actually perfectly timed because I used it in one of my pee stories this week. I love being a house call groomer, but I hate doing laundry or worrying about asking my clients for fresh towels. Raypet has solved those problems for me with the Wet Pet disposable towel, taking up much less space than traditional cotton towels and easy to wring out and reuse. These super soft, comfy, absorbent towels eliminate any cross-contamination concerns between pets. And now their new smaller washcloth size can even help those sensitive eye areas. Great for cleaning out wrinkles gently and thoroughly. Need to keep water bowls for your clients on hand that are easy to disinfect, but hate all the room traditional clanky metal bowls take up? Or just have a very active pet? Their collapsible silicone bowl comes with an aluminum D-ring hook that can be attached to your pet's leash or anywhere else in your van for easy storage. You can get one by itself or in their handy travel kit, along with a set of 3 tick removers and 1 small wet pet towel. So stop by their website to check it out, raypet.net, and tell them the Traveling Groomer sent you. Mary, I know you do it already, but I can't freaking wait to run this episode through Cast Magic just to see what the hell it comes up with.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be yeah, wow.
We may just like not use the Cast Magic suggestions, but it's going to be really fun to read them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I know a lot of people like the whole pimple popper thing and they watch the videos and stuff like that. Okay. So another bodily fluid are sebaceous cysts. Eventually once they pop in, there's like this grossy cream cheesy type stuff comes out. Okay. And for some people that might be really rather exciting. Ooh.
Guilty.
Okay. So one of my clients, and she had ancient miniature schnauzers. So and they were always a 10 shave. But down a little bit of a beard, but they were just shaved down with a 10. She wanted like no hair on her dogs. And I'm like, okay. And so I get there one day and I can see on one of the dogs that the dog has a sebaceous cyst and it really looks like it's about to pop. Okay. So I groom the dog. I just keep a wide berth around it. So I don't want to like touch it or anything like that. And I let her know, I says, hey, listen, this needs to be, I know her. I know this woman. She doesn't handle anything. All right. Her first reaction is to pass out over any little thing. But anyway, so I tell her, I said, listen, you need to bring the dog to the vet, have this looked at. And so I know the conversation goes like, she's screaming into the vet's phone. My groomer said I had to bring the dog in right away. And I knew that's exactly how the conversation was going to go.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I didn't want this thing to pop on her. Right. So the vet thinks, of course, the groomer did something. And it's like, quick, okay, bring the dog in right away. And she goes in and literally she puts the dog on the table. And the vet's looking at the dog going, well, what's wrong with the dog? And as he said it, it popped
Yeah.
and she passed out. Boom, out cold. Okay. He called me later. All right. To relate the events of what had happened. And I said, yeah, that's why I told her she needed to go, because she would have passed out at home and who knows what had happened there. And then he's like, well, I'm going to start referring people over to you. And I go, oh, no, you're not. This is out of my area. I come out this way because she was in my area and they retired out to the retirement community out here. I come out just to do her dogs. And that is it. Please, if you like me, do not refer me. So, but then when my own dog, I mean, my spacious cyst is nothing, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My own dog had a sebaceous cyst that popped and I rushed him over to the vet.
All I can say is that before I was a groomer, my dog had some kind of cyst, and I'm very glad that someone warned me what was going to be in there, because, and like I said, this was before I was a groomer. If I had not been warned and that thing had just popped, or do I feel like I got a bug? I would have freaked out. That would have not been good. That would have not been good.
All right. So what else is on our list?
Well, I'm going to go back to another peace story that relates to Ray Pet. So earlier in this week, I was doing this cockapoo that always pees when I dry him. Always. And not a little pee. Like I'm talking, I have to rewash your legs and clean up the lake that is now all over the place level of pee. It took me longer than I care to admit to realize that he does this when I'm drying his butt. So I groomed him Tuesday. Yeah, I had 2 PP days in a row. Fun times. So I groomed him Tuesday, and this was the first groom since COVID that I groomed in the customer's house, because they were like, I don't, they preferred the van when I rented my friend's van, but I just could not get it scheduled. So, okay. And I remembered. So I took my towel that I had used to dry him and I just cupped the wee, just held it right up against and dried his tush, because you still got to dry the tush. And I just waited for my hand to get warm and then turned off the dryer, rinsed it out, wiped up. He did that twice. I thought for sure he was empty, but I said, nah, the butt's not dry yet. I rinsed this out. I'm going to hold this up again just because I'm on top of their washer dryer. And if it goes in the crack between, it's done. I'm not moving their washer dryer to disinfect the pee. I'm sorry, not going to happen. Yeah, he did that at least twice. So I was just a little pee hands. But Ray Pet saved me from being a disaster, because that would have been a little bit of a disaster.
Well, that also goes into to know the pets and what really starts them to do something like that.
Yes.
You dry the butt, he's going to pee. Well, okay. take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on our list, want to do drool?
Drool is actually kind of a fun one. I don't even that it's on the list because it's a bodily fluid, but that really doesn't even register for me as a bodily fluid
Okay.
any
So
longer.
then maybe this might change your mind.
Okay.
So socks is a huge newfie. Okay. And he literally would take 2 groomers. All right. That was a day that back in corporate, we probably made minimum wage that day, if we made minimum wage. Anyway, so I would take the back end and Catherine would take the front. Okay.
Mhm.
And he was a large newfie. Okay.
Yeah.
He let out a drool that literally covered her entire head in drool. And we're trying to finish him up, and she's just like wiping the drool back off her face. And literally, by the time we finished, the drool had hardened on her head. No, way
No,
past that.
she had a helmet head.
She had basically a helmet of drool. She had to go wash her hair in
Nice.
this. And not that we had, none of us have not, like, I don't know, washed our own hair in the sink.
Dude, I have waist length hair and I have washed my hair in the tub. I'm like, things have gotten real. It was a bad week. I'm greasy. I'm going to go wash my hair. Yeah.
Of course, that's some of the nice things about having a mobile grooming van. There was a huge power outage one year up by us. And I was told that the outage went on for so long, okay, that I could have parked my car. And if you're familiar with the area, you know exactly where I'm talking about, where 684 meets 84. And I could have parked my van and given people an opportunity to take a bath before going to work. And I could have made way more money. But anyway,
Yeah.
feel like it's
Yeah.
50 gallons of water here, people. Don't waste it. That same power outage. All right. So I pull into someone's driveway and she comes running out. We don't have any power. I'm like, I don't need your power. I got a generator. Your dog is getting a bath. And she goes, okay, my dog is going to get a bath. However, I'm supposed to be doing a meeting in about a couple hours and I'm not getting a bath. She goes, however, can I plug my coffee pot into your machine, your truck? And I'm like, go for it.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I'm like, if you want to take a bath, let me know. I'll hurry up with Baxter. And if you want 15 minutes in my van, go for it.
I was going to ask if you did that because that seems like a something we would do. That just seems like something we would do, like above and beyond. Like, you know what? I use your bathroom enough. I'm going to go use your bathroom. And how long do you need? Just, you know what? I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to sit in your house. When you come in, I'll know you're not naked in my van. How about that?
Yeah. So anyway, so where were we? So drool. Okay, so that's my drool. So that's that. I mean, we've all been drooled on. It's usually
Oh,
not
yeah.
big, but when your head is like solid cast mat.
Yeah. All right. So my favorite drool story is actually not even necessarily grooming related. My favorite drool story is one of the times I went to Westminster and one of the junior handlers was walking by with a newfie. And he looked like 8. And there's this little man in the suit with his dog that was twice his size. And it had this huge, and I went, wait. And I just went and grabbed it and wiped it on my jean. I'm like, okay, I didn't want him to get that on your suit. Carry on. And that just amused the heck out of me. Vomit. 13.
Okay.
I have never been so. When's the last time you heard someone say vomit in an excitable tone before?
Okay. Wonder how many groomers just took a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
should we take a commercial break?
We're definitely past taking a commercial break. So Mary, here's your excitable vomit commercial. Everything else in the world seems to have changed. Positive Ed has too, but for the better. Online learning is here to stay, and Positive Educational Training has brought the trade show to you with Summit memberships. For one monthly price of $97, you get 6 to 10 hours of content streamed live to your sofa, or let's be honest, grooming table. Forgot to attend live? No problem. You have 6 weeks to watch at your convenience. That's 3 weeks more than non-members, and for up to $50 less than non-members paid. With a monthly support call and summits tailored to the pet industry and designed to include all learning styles, what are you waiting for? Check out positiveed.com today and get the support you need to take action in your business. Exciting.
Exciting. Okay, so then we ought to start then with vomit. You got a vomit story?
Oh, I don't think that I have like a really good specific vomit story, not from a dog anyway. But I do have one that does not like the blow dryer and gets upset. And like, it's always they spit up the food like they just ate. And they're just going to go.
Yeah,
Bleh.
we've had to have more than one conversation. You cannot feed your dog before grooming. Okay. We'll however we want to schedule it, but anytime he comes, he's going to throw up his food. So let's not throw out. You might as well take that cup of food and toss it in the garbage. It's going to be cleaner.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I don't think I have a really good vomit story either. Just that, you know what? It's stress pet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. You still, if you got it, if you've had it, you could still take a drink. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, it's happened. And the crazy thing is, there's 13 bodily fluids now on this list. And it's not like these are theoretical. These have happened. All of these have happened to me. Not you, Mary. You only got 12 because you're fortunate no one loved you enough to, to arrive all over you.
Oh, I had a female Westie that if she would have, because she would hump my arm. And I'm like,
Fun.
yeah, this I
Fun.
know it's a dominance thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is still really gross and you need to stop doing it. Anyway, so that was as close as I came to that. So, but I think the first time I just kind of freaked me out a little bit when I had a dog, female dog, bitch, have her period on my table. And I'm just had my hand underneath.
Because we all put our hands there. We just boom between the legs, just like this. Just like here, Fozzie. I'm going to violate Fozzie Bear. For those of you who know, we go boom. And then go,
Ew.
why is it sticky? Yeah.
And now you're looking for an injury. And there's no injury.
Well, it depends. It depends where they are in their cycle.
And
usually,
of course, in the first clue should have been all the male dogs going freaking nuts in the shop.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean, we could generally tell when the boys have been neutered. We can't tell if the girls have been spayed.
Yeah, because we don't go looking for that scar. I mean, the scar is there, but do we go looking for it?
No,
No.
we don't. So it's not a quick visual check to say, okay, no balls, he's neutered.
And sometimes you can check and miss it. I mean, I have my poor Gracie, the twice neutered, the twice spayed cat, because we thought we adopted her. We had no idea of her history. She was peeing on the sofa out of pique and annoyance. And we're like, okay, maybe she's needs to be fixed. And they checked and they didn't see the scar until they got her open, the poor baby, and went, oh, not here. Like, y'all suck. Y'all suck.
Okay. So, but that, other than that, just being a little gross, okay, it became, so for dogs that I knew were not spayed, that would be a question. Do not schedule your dog when your dog is in heat, because I'm going to have insane male dogs here. Different when I was mobile. Mobile wasn't, because I don't have other male dogs there. So it's not an issue.
Yeah.
But dude, it's gross.
But I feel like there's a difference, at least in me, because I'm probably not where I want to be with certain things. No, because you're not going to change all your clothes. You're still going to smell, even if you're mobile. If your first dog of the day is a bitch in heat, you're going to miss something. And it could be your smock or your pants or your shoes. Something is going to still smell like that for all the boys you have coming in later.
Yeah, but it's going to take just the next boy to figure out where exactly it's coming from. And then we take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Although, speaking of, I don't have a good specific drool story. I have a more saliva story, like dogs licking. Does that count?
I think so. It's the same thing.
Okay, so I had these two little Bijans, and one of them would be fascinated and lick me in a specific area. And he would always lick me. I don't know if it's because the boobs were right there. If I had him, he was head level, but he seemed to focus in on them and go for that area. And if I allowed it, not that I felt it, it was a little dog. I'm not being gross. I couldn't tell he was necessarily doing it.
Just dropping drinks right now, just to get that image out of their head.
To get that image out of their head. We're gonna lose subscribers right now because they're like, Chris is a freak. No, I'm not. I made them stop. But if I let him, he would just half the groom. He would be at my boob. And what made it a little funnier was that his daddies had zero interest in that sort of thing at all. So it's not like he picked up this behavior at home. I don't know, Mary. I may or may not edit that out later.
No, you can't. You can't. There's no editing.
Because it's on YouTube.
Because it's on
Son
YouTube.
Of a bitch.
So you're kind of stuck.
I may have to stop drinking before and during the podcast because things come out of my mouth.
Okay, so what's next on our list? Oh, blood. Haven't done blood. Human blood first?
Human blood first. Human blood first.
First thing I just want to say to scissor manufacturers, stop making the little dial red.
Fair.
Okay. I'm just saying. We're going forward with them. So, human blood.
How many of us have said, talking about taking shots, y'all are going to have alcohol poisoning by the end of this? I'm so sorry. Don't sue me. How many of you all have uttered the phrase, Oh, thank God it's just my blood.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm just bleeding from
Oh, literally,
wherever.
I had a customer. So anyway, white Persians, right? And the cat nailed
Oh,
me. All right. And so there's a little bit of blood, and some like make sure I got the blood off. And I'm like, when I'm giving the cat back, I said, listen, hey, if you find any blood on the cat, it's mine. And she says, oh, good.
okay.
All right. But I guess and really, it's one of my favorite stories about my first aid kits. Okay. So if you've taken my first aid class, you've heard this story before. So when I got my van, my brand new van in 2002, I went out and I bought that 100 count pet first aid kit. It's in the cellophane wrap and just put it really nicely in my van. And the first time I had to use it, because, I sliced my finger on a freshly sharpened pair of scissors, my shears just,
Yeah.
I was hoping that my 100 count pet first aid kit had band-aids in it, because I didn't think to pack a human first aid kit, just the pet one. Okay. So I opened it up, and the good news is that yes, indeed, it had band-aids, but of the 100 count pet first aid kit, there was about 75 of them. So um make sure you open up your first aid kits and make sure that it has what you think it has in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
And make sure they're the good Band-Aids.
these were not the good band-aids.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You need those, the either the waterproof ones that have a plastic seal all the way around the
Oh, those are
edge,
awesome. Yes.
or the canvas ones, because they'll at least, you're not all sealed in as good, but they will at least stay on your dang finger. They'll stay on.
Okay.
And we need another commercial. I am so sorry to all of our sponsors today. I just am. And speaking of continuing education, because we either were or will be, join the Andis world-class education team each month for live interactive virtual classes. You'll learn new and trending styles, as well as tips and tricks from some of the best groomers in the industry. Whether you're looking for basic skills, trending styles, advanced techniques, or even just ways to spark your creativity, the new Andis grooming education site is your source for finding what you need to create your way for success. Try new techniques, learn from the pros, and grow your confidence today at andis.com/groomer education. Traveling Groomer podcast listeners, hey, that's you, can get 25% off your first course today with the code VEGROOMING at checkout on andis.com/groomer education. Yay.
So what's left on our list?
Okay. Did we do tears? We didn't. I put down tears because some days there is crying in dog grooming. Mary's pausing. I would 100% believe you if you went, I've never cried. Okay, not 100%. I'd kind of believe you, but
yeah, my coach told me, she called me stoic.
yeah.
Okay. So I think maybe the closest I came to tears while grooming, okay, is that I have 2 mini poodles, and I'm like dying. I'm dying grooming these 2 dogs. Okay. And because they're pulling for each of their feet. So 8 poodle feet pulling.
Yeah.
And then they just go limp for the rest of the groom. I was like near dead after grooming these 2 miniature poodles. And I just was in the van, and I was just like, so I was depressed. I felt dejected. I felt like a failure. And then I'm thinking, why do I have to groom them? I don't have to groom these dogs. Why do I have to groom them? Can I not say no? Okay. And I'm thinking, okay, because I kept raising her price and she kept paying it, which also led me to believe that, you know what, people will pay you prices if you raise them. Okay. Because I was raising her price every 2 months. They were done every 8 weeks. All right. And every 8 weeks, her price was going up another $10. And I just is in the van and I'm thinking, how much? How much would put a smile on my face? All right. So let's go back to like around 2006. All right. So I believe I was up to like $500 per dog. Okay. And and
Did
it
you
wasn't
say what?
500 per dog. And I would not be happy with that amount of money. So a grand. She couldn't pay me a grand coming back to groom the dogs. And that's when I realized it's like, stop it. Stop it. You're not grooming these dogs anymore.
I would have been happy with a grand.
No,
Not gonna lie.
no, yeah, no. You groom those dogs a couple of times. I was grooming them for more than a year at this point. My hands were hurting, my shoulders were hurting, my back was hurting. Everything was hurting after grooming these two dogs. No, you could
Yeah.
say no.
I think I still think I would have been happy with the grand.
Yeah, no. I was not. She could have wrote me a check for a grand right then. I would not be coming back.
I'm sorry.
So that's probably the closest I ever came to crying while grooming. Now, the loss of some pets,
Yes,
that's a whole different story.
I still have a client phone call I have to make because I lost a couple clients, pets, not people, the past couple of weeks. And, or I think I found out about it 2 in 1 week, and I'm still not 100%.
Okay. So anyway, what else is on the list?
Oh, regarding blood, this one will be under dog blood because we separated out dog and
Okay.
people blood. So for years, I did red nail polish, just different shades of red nail polish. You see where this is going, right,
Oh,
Mary?
yeah. That's another thing. Stop wearing red nail polish.
No, I mean, I'm fine. I love my red nail polish. However, there's nothing like the joy of working in corporate when you're wearing your red nail polish and you're doing a walk-in toenail trim and the customer starts screaming at you that you cut the dog. More than once. And I'm like, it's my nails. I guarantee you, I did not quick your dog. I'm right here. I see what I'm doing. I'm right. Nails. That is
Okay.
always a thing.
All right. What's next on our list?
You know who your true friends are in the grooming shop when you can walk up to them and go, does my face smell like anal glands?
Okay, that's also something I have never experienced. I've seen it happen. I have never experienced anal glands on any part of my body.
How have you lived? Well, and not stinky. Yeah. Yeah. I've experienced that. I've experienced the doing. Oh, this one was good. This one was good. I was doing toenails, walk-in nail trim, and the dog's butt was facing the glass in a corporate shop. And it just was so stressed and unhappy about the toenails. It just went, and anal glands flew across the salon, like just pattern on the wall. I believe it even inspired a song called Anals on the Wall, shooting 10 feet tall. There was a delightful in there too. I forget the lyrics. I work with some crazy people, love her, but that was nutty. But yes, anals on the wall
Okay.
was a thing that happened.
All right. So, and I think the last thing on our list is sweat.
Yeah. Which we actually covered it. Yeah.
So you got a good sweat story?
Um, not really. The closest to
I've got a good sweat story.
a good sweat story I have is before I realized that we needed to shut the salon down, where it was so hot in the salon. I went in the bathroom, took off my shirt, and just put my smock on over my bra.
Okay. So now I got a sweat story.
Okay.
So it's first year I got my mobile grooming van, and that was the winter 2002 into 2003, where it started snowing the middle of November and didn't stop snowing till the middle of April. I really questioned my thought process of becoming a mobile groomer after that winter. But anyway, so I'm going up Wanzer Hill in the snow, and it didn't seem that bad going up. All right. So I finished the groom. I'm going back. Now I'm going home. And now I'm on the top of Wanzer Hill to go down Wanzer Hill. And all of a sudden, it looks a whole lot steeper than it did coming up. Okay. And if I don't get creamed from Route 37 there, then my next stop is Lake Lillonona. Okay. So anyway, so I'm on top, and apparently the residents of the street are really well aware of it. So they're all taking turns. Someone's going down, someone's coming up, someone's going down, someone's going up. Okay. So now it's my turn. Okay. And I gather my appointment book and my purse. I keep it handy. I roll down my window in case I end up in the lake. I can get out of my van with my purse and my appointment book because,
Priorities.
priorities. Okay. I don't even think I was concerned about my cell phone because I'm pretty sure in 2002, the cell phone was the bag. We go back far enough. But anyway, so I start my decline down the road, and I managed to make it to the bottom. And I will tell you, my deodorant quit. Okay. And so I make it down to the bottom, and I'm sure I got this shell shock look on my face. And this guy's about to go up, and he looks at me and he goes, "It's that bad." I go, "Yeah, it's that bad. I ain't never going up this road again in the winter when there's snow on it." So that's my sweat story.
Yeah, that one's valid. I did have the time that I thought I was going to crash into my client's house because their driveway at the time, it was one of those, and you went down, and at the bottom of the driveway was their garage. And it looked clear, but it was not. And I skidded, and all the sweat.
And my other sweat story is almost similar because my husband had been like the day before, we had a huge argument on why I don't answer the phone because I'm working and I'm busy, and that's why I'm not answering the phone. Okay. So he goes, "I wouldn't call you unless it was important." All right. So I'm in Sherman, and up and reception there is not really good. But I get up to the top of the hill, and all of a sudden I got 4 messages from him coming in. I'm like, "Must be important, Chris, because there's 4 of them." Okay. So I just pull over a little bit to the side so I could listen to the messages. And they were 4 of the stupidest messages I've ever heard in my life. Chris, they were not important. Okay. But
Yeah.
as I'm sitting there, my foot on the brake pedal, all of a sudden goes all the way down. And I'm like, shit, that did not happen. That's a mistake. I did not happen. So I took my foot off the brake and I hit the brake again, all the way down to the bottom. I had no brakes. I'm sitting on the top of Henry Sanford Road, the bottom of which is the other side of Lake Lillonona. Okay.
Mhm.
Fortunately for me, it was farmland. So there was a gate going into like the back pasture or something like that. I was able to coast into the back pasture. All right. Van stopped. I called the tow company. I called my husband to let him know what happened. And then I called my friend Beth and I totally broke down. And I believe I cried, Chris. I may have cried.
See, I mean, I know you're stoic. I know you're you, but it happens.
So,
It
but I definitely
happens.
was a very sweaty event then, but yeah. And then I had my meltdown. And then I yelled at I actually got a free brake job over that, plus the price of the tow, because I paid, and this is a lesson for everybody, because I paid for the inspection when I brought it in for the oil change like 2 weeks before.
Mhm.
And I have them test everything. They apparently did not notice my brake lines were not very good. One of the brake lines went on it.
Nice.
So they're repairing it and they're like, "You want us to replace the other side?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would like you to replace the other side as well."
No, I'd like to be half dead, please.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to take our last commercial break
Yes.
because oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And yeah, we're running up on time. I know when I'm on the road grooming, I want to keep things rolling along. With a 9-foot clearance, Handview mobile grooming vans actually fit through most drive-throughs to make lunch and banking on the go a breeze. With their clean running diesel engine getting up to 5 hours runtime per gallon, you're spending less time and money at the pump. Visit hanvy.com today to configure the mobile grooming van of your dreams.
Okay. So ask me how I took care of myself this week.
Welcome to our self-care segment. I need to put together a little, I don't know, something. How did you take care of yourself this week?
So as everyone knows, I am in my summer office, which is outside. And I have this bench seat that sits in front of my little table here, but it's basically a bench seat. Okay. And I was realizing that at the end of the day, even though I'm getting up and walking around, my back was hurting. My back was hurting so bad that the question came, was it my back hurting or am I actually having a heart attack? Okay. Do I go take
Oh
a
no.
Tylenol? Yo, yeah, that's how bad it was hurting. So do I take a couple Tylenol, or do I go over to the ER? Okay. So I realize it's my back. And so I just spent $90 on a seat cushion for this outside bench.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
I still got to get up and walk around. I can't sit at my desk all day long.
No. You can't ever.
But at least I don't feel like I'm having a heart attack anymore.
That's terrible. And I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So, and I'm not taking Tylenol, so that's good too. All right. So, what did you do for yourself?
Are you all tired of hearing me be really happy that I got a housekeeper?
Well, you've already done that. What else have you done for yourself?
But it's really, well, I scheduled an extra day for her
Okay.
because I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but I arranged it this week. So I'm going to say it counts. I do every other week, and she was scheduled to come on Monday. But that would mean the day I came back from the Rocky Mountain show would be her off week. No, like 75% of the reason we got someone is so that I could come back to trade shows to a perfect house. So we told her we booked an extra day because I needed that.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking, did I do any good self-care this week? I went to physical therapy.
Okay.
And I consider this self-care. I stood up for myself because my first visit at this place, I told the guy, if my insurance, if it wasn't that you took my insurance and you were only $40 a visit, I would not come back. And he's like, what? Because the way they worked, it was like one guy who had a different color shirt on than a bunch of other guys. So he kind of seemed like the person who was in charge. And then the other people were making sure everybody there were doing their exercises or doing the exercises it was supposed to be doing. So the guy in the gray shirt was over somewhere, and this other guy went, okay, because he'd been giving me a couple exercises. He's like, all right, your next one, you're going to do standing up. So as I'm standing up, he then proceeds to go and start giving exercises and talk to the woman across from me. And I'm like, excuse me? First of all, I'm barefoot and I'm at physical therapy because my arch is so bad, it is fucked up my tendon and it hurts to stand barefoot. So first of all, you're going to tell me to do something that it hurts to do and then ignore me while I just stand there? I was like, no, that's not acceptable. And I told the guy in charge that. I was like, no, this is not a thing. I'll give it one more shot.
All right. And you know what? I'm actually proud of you because I've known you for a while, and standing up for yourself is not one of your strong suits.
No, it's not, because my mother was very Southern. So there are times when I'm good at it, and there are times when being confrontational, when it's not. It depends on the situation. I'll stand up easier for other people than for me, but I was like not amused.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I would have had you do that exercise sitting down. You can do that exercise sitting down. And I'm like, that's only half the point. It's that he told me we're going to do this next one standing up, and then turned his back on me and went to help with someone else. I understand you're helping more than one person, but don't start and then walk away. Like,
Okay. So anyway, proud of you, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
That's a good self-care.
I think so.
Yeah.
So
at some point, we're going to need to get another episode in the bank, but our next episode, we are going to record at the Rocky Mountain Expo. And everyone except, we'll have some guests, and
hey,
everyone
quick
except,
question.
yeah.
You want to do that live?
Maybe, to be determined.
Because if that's the case, then we move this episode over. And I would
Yes, but then we don't have anything to put up.
Yeah, we
Wednesday.
will. Because I could still
we just put it up a day late.
We'll just put it up a day late. We could still, because we could do it on Restream, and I can get the video. We could do it off of Zoom. I can get the video off of it. And the video goes up unedited, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Be determined. Well, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. And by the time I edit this, we'll know one way or another. All right, I'll find out if our guests are willing to go live and crazy.
All right, find out.
All right.
Everybody next week.
See you next week. Safe travels, guys. Well, that was fun.